What's up, guys? Welcome back to the weekly scraps. We got no fights. That ain't right. But we do have CFFC. We had some boxing matches that went on, and we had some entertainment. But I will say there's a lot to be discussed with these matchups, and we're gonna just get right into it. Jake Paul, he does a good job taking on Anthony Joshua. And I'm going to say the good job is that he was ballsy enough to get in there to take the risk to fight a guy bigger than him for once. He was going to fight Gervonta Davis, for crying out loud. Everybody else he's fought has been noticeably smaller than him, significantly smaller. So I give him some grace in that. But my direct thing when I was watching this is where are the lines? Because it felt like you got this Olympic level, high caliber level boxer, world class boxer in Anthony Joshua, who looks like he's playing with his food, and people are sitting there eating it up like, oh, Jake's doing a really good job. He's moving his feet, he's staying away. And I'm just like, oh, you're telling me this guy forgot how to cut the cage off, cut the ring off?
Am I
overnight?
fucked up for thinking Jake did a good job?
The way I feel is that there's just no way a guy of his caliber, of Anthony Joshua's level of caliber of boxing, all the experience he has fighting all these other world-class guys. We've seen how he fights them. And then Jake Paul comes in there who just relatively started boxing. He's pretty skilled for a guy at his level, how long he's been boxing, but not heavyweight level, not fighting a guy who's as well decorated as Anthony Joshua. And the fact that he was able to even get to that round, what was it, round 6?
Yeah,
That-
it was.
You can say it's impressive, but I also feel the other side of me that has seen Anthony Joshua fight makes me wonder if was there a bet on let's just carry Jake Paul to X amount of rounds, make him look good. We want to entertain. And maybe there's a lot of people putting money on going past 3 or 4 rounds or something like this. So I got to speculate and wonder about all these other small little details, but I cannot bring myself to grasp. I give him respect. He got his jaw broken. You can't fake that. But that's what should have possibly happened in the first round. And that is my point. There are levels to boxing, and no disrespect to Jake Paul. Again, entertainer, great for the sport in terms of bringing eyeballs, but that should not have gone that long. There was points where Jake was turning his head like he was rolling with a punch and looked like Joshua tucked his arm to miss intentionally. I'm like, dude, is this theater right now?
Wow.
Everyone that was watching it was kind of like up in arms, like this fight is trash. I'm like, yeah, it's a spectacle. It's not an actual fight. Because in real life, I just don't think Jake Paul would get out of. I would give him 2 rounds at the most.
So you're
If Joshua actually went out there and put it on him. And of course, it's boxing. Anything can happen. One big haymaker punch. But I think a guy as skilled as him, his size, a small ring, bro, come on. Come on.
you're telling me you think the fight was rigged?
Oh, absolutely. And I don't want to say rigged. I want to say there was an agreement,
I mean,
is where I'm at.
there was definitely a precedent for this. I think the over under on Connor and Floyd when they fought was 10 rounds, and then Floyd randomly put him out in the 10th round. Just weirdly enough, I think what Aljo's saying is probably similar. Like if there was an over under like over 5-6 rounds, all of a sudden he put it on him 6 rounds. Look, I agree with Aljo. He probably should have just walked him down and put him out in the first round. I don't mind that they. I mean, look, even if you want to say there was no foul play in any of that sense. I don't say foul play, but like no shenanigans with any of that. Like, Anthony Joshua was a professional. If he just wanted to be super careful and make sure nothing stupid happened with a YouTuber, I would believe that too. If that's what he said, I wouldn't argue him. I guess, look, the respect to Jake Paul thing, like, I guess. I mean, this man was about to fight Gervonta Davis, which is the exact opposite. So I don't know how I feel about the whole respect thing. Like, I would respect him. Dude, well, how much did he make? Like 90 million? Am I like underselling it? Like 90 million? Dude, respectfully,
He did pretty well.
for 90 million, there's guys that are going to just take the center. Like 90 million, dude, just go out there. It is what he did. I did not. He shot a swing single leg. Like he shot a beautiful sweep single leg.
I think there was like 3 of them.
Dude, there was 15 attempts ultimately, like just between everything. It's like, I get
He was
it,
getting the
respect
he
for
was getting
getting
the raw
in
numbers.
there. Yeah, like that's for a boxing match. That's ridiculous. I respect that he would get in there, I guess, but for 90 million, dude, I got guys at the gym right now for about a third of that will go in there and get their jaw broken by Anthony Joshua. You know, it just so. I guess
I'd do it for like 50,000.
Yeah, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, that's
Honestly.
crazy still.
You know what I'm
I'll
saying?
do
Like
it for
it's just
50,000.
50,000? Nah,
all right,
dog.
50,000 is a ridiculous number, but like,
Bro,
I mean,
know,
I don't even know if
I
we
would
know his
put that
jaw's
shit
broken.
into Facebook ads and turn that into like a million.
What is your jaw, bro?
How about this? For a couple million, I definitely get my jaw broken. For 90 million, I'm definitely getting I'm taking the center. 90 million, I mean, who knows I get it, when you're actually in there with Anthony Joshua, you look at that big motherfucker, you're like, fuck, like, maybe you will shoot a single leg too, but 90 million, dude, just point to the center and Max Holloway it, then just, you know what, go
All right,
out on
Steve,
your shield.
Steve, because I thought you might say something like that. Do you have any respect for Jake Paul for even just putting the whole thing together and making it happen and getting in there? Like, or is I
I'm
just
sure
I feel like your answer would be like, no, you just don't really feel any respect for like what he does.
I mean, I respect the hustle and like the business savvy it takes to do it. Like the money he generates for everyone around him, even like for all that stuff, you have to kind of respect that.
He gets people to care.
He gets people to care. You know, that's what I'm saying. That aspect of it, because that part I suck at. I would be terrible at that. Like the promotion, again, even just like the business side of it, where you have to bring all these entities together. That I get. The actual fight aspect, you know what? I just think I don't know how to describe it. He just cheated. You know, like he didn't do it the right way, so it's already tough for me to put much stock into anything he does.
Wait, how did he cheat?
Well, look, how about this? The guy's got, I don't want to say infinite, but he's got millions and millions of dollars going into him to become this level of boxer. You know,
that's cheating. Okay,
no,
there's
but
guys.
no. We got
guys in the UFC who have
Maybe not cheating. I think you mean shortcut.
Yeah, you're shortcutting it. Like there's guys, how about this, at the gym right now that have been training for a decade that would clean this man's clock, that would roll through this man in boxing and anything in 38 seconds. But they don't have the clout. They don't have the money. You know, they don't have the following he already does. So look, he already has the eyeballs on him, so he can do whatever he wants. But if we're talking about like skill for skill, this is yes, I do think that's shameful.
For the devil's advocate, right? If you gave them $400 million like Jake Paul has made from boxing, would they still be boxing? Like Jake Paul didn't have to box when he started boxing.
Yeah, no. Look, I respect the fact he enjoys it. I'm sure and it seems like it seems like a really high level hobby for him. So like to some extent, but like it's different than a guy that has to do this to survive. Yeah, I think that's a different mindset. I think that's a.
I think so. I think Jake is trying to say he has the money already. He doesn't.
Yeah,
need
he doesn't have to do this. No. I do get that.
Because there's guys in the UFC who the second they made that type of money, they stopped really coming back to the octagon.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of like Mark Zuckerberg. It's like the fact that he would even offer or entertain the idea of sparring with Marab and on his live stream on his platform.
Well,
to me, it's absolutely crazy.
No, first of all, I don't mean that. Like, first of all, like anybody that trains, and I think that's very respectable. I think everyone should train. I think you can get a lot of valuable life from that, a lot of life experience from that. But
you have a lot less dickheads, bruv.
But you're not, Mark Zuckerberg's not going out there saying, I'm gonna go fight Jake Paul. I'm gonna go fight Marab in the UFC. I can be fighting for world titles after beating out Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren. And again, I get it. That's what he does to generate eyeballs, and that's what he does. But, just be objective about it. You're a YouTube boxer, and you get a lot of eyeballs on it, which is great. But like
again, it's fun. It's
a fun
entertainment.
thing, 100%. I watched it.
But you just can't tell me that Anthony Joshua could not have gotten him out of there sooner. And I know the crazy folks are going to sit there and comment and say, "You don't know boxing." You're going to say you don't want to manage risk. You don't want to take risk in your fight. I'm not taking ridiculous risks against guys that know what the fuck that they're doing, that have been preparing for me at a professional level. No, that makes no sense whatsoever unless you're just reckless and that's just how you fight. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Anthony Joshua could have gotten him out there sooner. Don't at me. If you agree, disagree, let me know in the comments because Yeah, that's just crazy work. I'm literally watching him pull punches in the early rounds, and I was getting so mad. I was
And I'll
getting
say
so mad.
if Anthony
And I was like,
Joshua
dude, there has to be a big bet, a big parlay, or some type of agreement, paperwork. Javante Davis versus Ryan Garcia. He can't hydrate past X amount of weight.
I
They
think there
got all
was
these
that.
stipulations and stuff that kind of takes away from the fight being an actual fight. You can't put clauses and stuff like that in paperwork and then say it's fair throughout the thing. Like, yeah, you agree to it, but that's kind of silly.
All right, but Tank Davis did that same shit to Ryan Garcia.
That was my point. So I look at that fight and I go, well, was that the best version of Ryan Garcia? Probably not. I think anyone who's actually competed and cut weight and had to be told you could only rehydrate to a certain amount, they'll probably agree with me and say, yeah, that definitely will affect you. And oh, he's the bigger guy. Then don't take the fight. Don't take the fight. We don't got nothing to prove. You got millions already. Ryan Garcia is doing great. Why don't take the fight? This is another situation. It's like if that's going to be the stipulation, then I just don't want to be. Don't try to fool me as someone who watches the sport. So I'm not watching every single boxing fight, but I've seen enough of Anthony Joshua where I know he can pressure without getting reckless, sticking a long jab, which his arms are so much longer than Jake Paul's. Keep him in a corner, corral him, and make it into what it should have been a one or two and done fight. But at the end of the day, it's a spectacle. It's getting people into it. And I don't knock Jake Paul. I actually applaud him for getting in there. Don't need to do it. Fighting a big behemoth like that, getting his jaw broken, which is crazy. And I know that's no joke. But with that said, I just don't. I give him credit for doing all that thing, building the sport, bringing the eyeballs, giving these other young fighters a chance to make money. You got to give him credit where credit is due. But don't call that a fight because there's just no way you're telling me that was the best version of the man, the myth, the legend in Anthony Joshua. That's my piece.
Wait, side note, I know before we get off this too, did you guys watch the Andrew Tate fight on the Misfits boxing?
I did not. I wanted to ask if you guys watched that.
I watched a little bit of it, but
I only saw the end.
my stream was pretty terrible.
Dennis texted me and he was like, "Yo, Tate's getting cooked right now."
It didn't look good.
But I didn't. I mean, all right. Well, hold on. I do want to talk about that.
Oh, right.
But on the Anthony Joshua thing, I feel like I see what you're saying, Aljo. But I also my direct thoughts watching it, and obviously I'm not a fighter. I feel like you guys have a little bit of a bias because you guys are fighters and you have like the respect for fighting that I could never have because I don't train or ever get in there. But so from an outsider perspective, the way I interpreted the fight was like Jake had the best possible strategy to get as far as he did in the fight by like tying up every second he could, running away basically the whole fight, and like falling down, grabbing the ankles. Like I feel like that worked as long as it could, and basically it nullified Anthony Joshua's ability to do anything that he could do to other boxers.
Look, you might
Because
How about this?
and then
How
as
about
soon
this,
as he got
Jake?
gassed,
How about this, Jake? No. I don't know. I'm devil's advocate. Let's say you're
This
right.
is rich.
No. Like, Aljo, just devil's advocate. Let's say you're right, Jake. Like, let's say that was his best strategy. Then you're a pussy. Like, you're telling you told me he like dropped down to his knees, picked his ankle. This is a boxing match, brother. Like, that's where I'm like, have some honor. Like, just fucking go out there. You're making $90 million. Go out there and box. You said you're a boxer. What boxer have you ever seen shoot 15 takedowns?
Well,
What boxer have you seen sprint away from his opponent? Like, you're a boxer, right? Like, you
but
just
he
told the
did
world-
hit him a few times. It's like
Just you hit him a few times, brother. This is boxing. Like you hit him a lot of
I know,
times.
but you're
That's-
judging. Okay, you're not a real
But
boxer.
you called himself
then,
but you called himself a boxer. Like he called himself a boxer. He says he could fight world champions. What the hell was that? Like that's what I'm saying. You can't say that.
He was fighting a world champion in a weight class above him.
So,
He's
but
like-
a world
he's
champion,
like
but a weight class
10-2
below,
as a
okay.
pro, or
But a weight class
6-2.
below, it might be competitive, is what you're saying.
No, I'm
No,
not.
impossible. No, look, I
It's like wrestling, Jake. You
But it
cannot
was
learn wrestling
nonsense.
in a one fight camp or even a 1 or 2 years and close the gap on someone who's been doing it their whole life.
No, of course.
Anthony Joshua is the guy who's been doing it his whole life. And you're trying to tell me at his level of championship caliber, Jake Paul was able to skirt around the whole time and he couldn't once close the gap and
jab
put
him to
pause
the
on this
body.
man. Does
So
I could demonstrate this at the gym tomorrow and record it and put it out there. And I'm not that great of a boxer, but I can show you how to cut off a cage against someone half my size. And I will just tell them your stipulations are to just swing on me anytime I get close or just run. I just want to prove a point that Anthony Joshua could have done that.
Nah, no
That's what I'm
question.
saying. I'm not saying it was not fun to watch. It was. It was just like, hey, I'm watching a spectacle, and that's.
so you think it was completely like planned?
I don't say plan. I never said plan. What I said was I think it was some type of agreement, or Anthony was just playing with his food, giving him an opportunity to make the fight longer and stretch out. Then he could have wrapped. If he really wanted to wrap that up, I think he could have wrapped that up in 1 or 2 rounds, one and done, two and done.
I agree with that. I think if he just put his paws up, just high guard,
Bro,
walked
what are
him
we
down.
talking? That's
There's no
what are we
question in my
talking
mind
about?
he could have sent this man at any moment. But like, now look, I gave him the benefit of the doubt because I'm saying Anthony Joshua is making a gajillion dollars anyways. Like, I don't think it's about a betting thing. I think he just was playing with his food. I mean, that's what I was looking at. It is either he was playing with his food, or again, this is the second part. If you follow boxing, Anthony Joshua has definitely slowed down over the last couple of years. Like, I don't know if he's slowed down significantly enough where he's going to be able to lose his legs like that, but you never know. I think there was also, even before that, like you're talking about, like in terms of like contractual agreements, I don't think Anthony Joshua was allowed to rehydrate or get up to a certain weight, or he had to weigh in at something
Yeah.
specific. So like, again, you never know the outside factors that might cause it, but yes, if you're talking about just an Anthony Joshua that's just regularly training, I think he could have put pause on this man anytime he wanted to.
And you know who had a really good interpretation of this? Phil Rowe. Look at what he said the very next day after the fight. And he's basically literally saying the same shit we're saying. Like, you're just not telling me this guy who's been
giving
world
it his
class for
all.
so long could not corner this guy in a boxing ring, his home, his domain, where he has mastered and he has done it against multiple other guys who also utilize footwork to get away from him. It just doesn't make any sense. And if you want to say you just didn't feel like rushing, if Joshua came out and said, I just didn't feel like taking big chances and going crazy, I could be like, okay, I could believe that. But I also
For
know,
2-3 rounds.
yeah, I just shouldn't have gone that long. But again, fun to watch. Not knocking Jake. Jake has done great for the sport, bringing eyeballs, and that's what it's all about. Everybody make money. Everybody on the card making money, and I think that's a great thing.
All right, cool.
Now,
We
Silva
also
versus
had
Woodley.
Silva knocked out Tyron Woodley in the first round or the second round?
Second.
Okay, I had a question for you guys.
Called out Weidman too. Sorry.
He did.
That's interesting.
He needs a venom.
Did you guys see when he knocked him out, he like lifted his knee up a little?
Yeah, he fucking did the Roy Jones. He hit his shoe like he was fucking with them, dude.
But like,
it was-
is that allowed
yeah
in box?
why
Because
wouldn't it
that
be?
almost looks like you're gonna like knee the guy.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to knee the guy. So what are you worried about?
I know, but you're two MMA fighters. The guy fakes a knee and then knocks him out. I feel like there's a
Bro,
Did
little
he
bit
fake a
of
knee though? I mean,
Yeah,
the
I
way
think
I
he
remember it,
shoe-tapped.
he kind of just did like a high step.
Yeah,
but
I mean-
with the stance
but
being
in
so far
boxing-
apart, I feel like the center of gravity makes it really hard to throw a knee from the lead leg position that would be any type of impactful. If it was the back leg and he raised that one up, I could be like, I could see your point how that could be a little distracting. But the lead leg is like, yo, your feet are too wide. Like normally you throw a lead knee, you step in with the back foot, then you lift the lead foot, or you do a switch knee, right? If I just lift my lead knee, there's really like almost it's not that much power
But
in that.
like,
you're
if you were
shooting,
sparring somebody, I'm not trying
this
to
is a
take
good
away.
question.
I'm not trying to take away anything from Silva. I'm just like genuinely that was my thought. It was like, is that like does that like make it kind of a weird knockout? Because I feel like if you were doing boxing sparring, Aljo, coming from an MMA background, and somebody in the boxing sparring session took their knee up and came at you like that, I feel like your immediate reaction would be like, oh, he's trying to knee me. Like,
No,
it
I would
be
think that he's
instinct.
probably gonna step in like a hop step to close the gap and maybe like
Okay.
hook with his lead hand, pull my lead hand down and come over the top as he like my lead hand, he's gonna grab it, pull it down, and then try to punch me over the top. Something like that. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get out of there. Or at least cover.
Yeah. I'd agree
That's
with
just
that.
more my
Also,
intuition and just kind of I would say natural reflexes at this point.
I mean, it's a boxing match. Like if this man can feint however he wants. That's
He can squat
unfortunately-
down.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't
on
mean he's
Woodley.
gonna do a jumping switch knee.
Yeah, like
You know what I
unfortunately,
mean?
Okay.
you got to be ready for that stuff. You know.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I was
Also,
I was just curious about that.
respectfully, it looked like Woodley did not belong in there with Silva. Silva still, even at 50, can still move. Like he's still loose.
It's a dangerous old man. That's a dangerous
That's
grandpa.
a scary old man. I mean, speaking of scary old people, I'm sorry to jump around, but Yoel Romero looked like a fucking monster this past weekend too. He had a
Oh yeah, I
wrestling
forgot
match.
we had
RAF.
RAF.
Yeah. No, he just tossed around Pat Downey 12-0.
I
You should,
Yeah,
Aljo.
Willie-
I think you
Willie's
should do
the
that, by the
homie.
way.
but honestly, I think he should just be done.
Yeah.
Unless he's like he only wants to fight big name guys, and if you're gonna fight big name guys who are gonna be one bigger than you, two more skilled than you, it's just like you don't really need to take that type of damage anymore. Unless I don't know his financial situation. He was a defending champion multiple times. I would imagine he should be somewhat set for life.
I will say,
I
being
know
on
he
this
had a
card-
whole situation with his family and the divorce and whatnot, so maybe that's something to do with it. But I think just for how we know Tyron Willie, like I don't want to remember him at this stage of his career and kind of just what would you call it? Just outshadows the rest of his career. I mean, this one, the Jake Paul. My friend said to me in the group chat, and they go, I used to think that Willie threw the fight against Jake Paul, but now I feel like, God damn, maybe I've been just naive to the whole thing the whole time, and I kind of had to agree with him. I was like, yeah, maybe it's just one of those things. Being a smaller guy, fighting a bigger dude, maybe the chin is not the same, and maybe just not as skilled as a boxer as maybe he thought he was, or maybe he's not training as much as he thought he was. Right, so out of respect for him, for Willie and his health, I would just like to see him stop. But again, he could do whatever the hell he wants. He's Tyron Willie. But I mean, how many of those do you want to keep taking?
well, I'm sure I will say I think he did make a good amount for this one.
I hope it's enough to be.
Hopefully, yeah. Shout out to Anderson Silva though. That's crazy that he's
Dude,
still doing
50
that to
years
people.
old. Come on, how sick
Spider.
is that?
Yeah.
That was sick. That was beautiful to watch.
He's like still amazing
And he called out Weidman.
And he called out
He
Weidman.
called out the Chris.
in a boxing fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs a venom. He said the spider needs a venom.
Do you guys think they'll keep doing like just because Jake Paul lost, they're still gonna keep doing this stuff? I don't think. I feel like he didn't really lose his aura.
I mean, if he still wants to do it, yeah, let's see.
And then there was the
Oh,
Tate thing. I didn't watch the
man.
fight, but like, I do feel like the whole, he lost his aura.
He lost his aura.
He
Is that
lost
what you're
his
saying?
aura. Yeah,
this
like
is a tough
I'm
This is
generation.
sad. Wait, which one lost their aura?
wait, I still respect. I don't really respect his message that much anymore, but I respect like no. But even before this, I don't respect the
Okay.
whole like fuck as many girls as you want. Like I don't know. I just
Oh, is that his thing? I don't know.
That's his thing. There's parts
Wait,
of his
can I ask you a
message
question?
that I respect. Yeah.
You don't respect that messaging if you're single or if you're in a relationship?
No, if you like, I don't respect because I feel like okay. If you're single, do whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
so we're
No,
on the same
my
page.
whole thing with him is like, I think it's a better message for men to be like you should marry somebody and raise a family than trying to teach every man that like he should have a bunch of girls. I feel like that's not a good stable foundation for a society. But anyway,
I agree with that.
that's
I would agree with that.
that part is where I was like I kind of I don't really respect that, and that's I feel like the biggest part of his message. So I already before this I didn't fully like agree with him on everything, but I do feel like he built his whole thing on I was a kickboxer, and like that's
Years
why
and
his
years and years ago.
masculinity is so like respectable. You know, that's like a huge pillar of his brand.
Yeah, I'll tell you, like, just from my point of view, like, I listened to some of the stuff, because he was, like, making the rounds on social media a lot, especially a couple years ago. He didn't sound terrible. I didn't think he sounded bad. I thought I thought the worst thing he said was calling himself a kickboxing world champion. Like, out of all the terrible things apparently he said, I was just like, a kickboxing world champion. Like, again, kind of disrespectful. Like, brother, you were an ISKA world champion, like an ISKA champion. Like, Aljo, you know, like that's a regional. It's a regional sanctioning body we got over here. Like, we got like 7 ISKA champions at the gym right now. What are we talking about? Like, world champion. Like,
So you got world champions.
what? I mean, how about this? Like, there's a world champion. Like, you're talking about Alex Pereira, like world champion level. Like, that's a world champion. You know, like for Andrew Tate to call himself a kickboxing world champion, I just always was like, see, now I can't trust anything you say because you're really like, in my opinion, you're misrepresenting yourself. Like, I'll tell you also respectfully again, like to Demetrius Johnson, he lost a little bit of credibility with me too when he was doing the breakdowns and he's like, oh, Andrew Tate looks pretty good here. I'm like he looks pretty good for like a hobbyist kickboxer that like is pretty big for like a big guy, like, you know, but
do we allow him any grace because of his age?
I think that's fair. But even I'm just saying like before his age, like watching his like kickboxing fights, I guess when he was
I
when he was
think
kickboxing, I was just watching.
Anderson Silva's 50 and he's knocking out former UFC champions who are younger than him. Andrew Tate calling himself a kickboxing world champion and then losing to an influencer.
Yeah, the kickboxing world champion thing just irked me a little bit.
That's just like
We are not the same.
I feel like that's
even just like look, I just hated the fake macho stuff. Like I remember seeing him posting like he did 50 minutes of sparring in Saudi Arabia. I'm like, who was he sparring for 50 minutes? Like who? Like, and then you see the guys, they're $120. They look like they've never trained in their lives. I'm like, all right, throw me 100 of those guys. I'll spar for 3 hours. Like, what are we talking? Like, that's not. Again, like to me, it's just like you're misrepresenting yourself because it sounds really cool to like the average 14-year-old. Like, man, this guy Andrew Tate sparring for 50 minutes. This guy's a monster. And then you look at it and you're like, all right, come on. Like now, where was that 50-minute sparring cardio when you're boxing this influencer? You know, that's where you have to actually kind of show what you were talking about. And again, that's what I mean. Like, don't say those things in those, like when you're gonna, again, I guess have to show what you're doing.
That's how these kids get hurt, man. You saw even with like Andre Arlovsky and that other kid.
Jack Doherty or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. These
I
guys'
wish
names,
Arlovsky
man.
fucking slept the security guard.
Yeah, the Cobra went down.
The Cobra went down.
Do you I mean Aljo,
Wait,
what's your take on the whole thing?
Before we switch, or I don't know if you were gonna switch or not, but
No.
I've never heard Andrew Tate's messaging about get as many girls as you can, blah blah blah. I felt like all the clips I've seen and the few podcasts I watched of him with like peers, and I think he did one with Patrick Bet-David, right? Am I
He's done a
mistaken that?
couple with that PBD, yeah.
So with that being said, I always heard his messaging being more empowering to younger men to get a good job, try to make a lot of money, do a sport that's hard, and usually fighting. Like I've always hear people bashing him, but I go, I don't see the shit you're talking about. And I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I don't see it. It's not like I'm actively looking for it. The stuff that I've seen of him, I just see it come up on my feed, and that's all I see. So then when people were giving me shit because I met him in Dubai and he just happened to come on the boat that we were getting on, people gave me a lot of flack for that. I'm like, dude, you guys say all this stuff, but I don't see what you're talking about. As if I seen something like that, then, you know, that's a little bit different. But I always felt like, yo, I don't see anything bad that he's saying, telling guys to, you know, get in shape, don't be a fat slob, blah, blah, blah. Take care of yourself. Women basically want a winner, be the breadwinner. Like, I don't really see that as a misogynistic thing. So I was always baffled by that. But that's it. That's why when you had said that again, I was kind of like, I just never seen it. I mean, I would like to watch them. I'm not going to go look it up because it just never come across my feed. Like, I get a whole bunch of crazy shit that comes across my feed. That's never been one of them.
No, I'd agree with you. I never really seen it. That's where it's tough because I see a lot of people attacking them, and I mean, like, I don't know about the legal stuff. Again, I really don't follow any of that stuff.
And the trafficking and all. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. I really don't know anything about that stuff. Again, like,
Nah.
but anything I've heard from him is good. For the most part, anything that's come across my feed, I'm gonna agree with you 100%. But I definitely see what you're saying. Like, the level of hate this guy gets, I really don't know where that comes from. I just, again, my only personal beef with him was the calling himself a world kickboxing champion. I'm just like, all right, that part, dude. I don't know if you're trafficking anyone. I don't know if you're doing anything crazy. But the world kickboxing champion, I can't agree with you that part.
That's
I'm with
funny,
you.
actually.
I'm with
Yeah,
you.
no, I mean, he definitely used to. I don't know what he says now, but I know like when he came up, he would say like, yeah, like the objective for any man should be like get ripped, get rich, fuck as many girls as you want to fuck. Like that was like his early on messaging. I don't know what he says now that I feel like he's kind of tried to clean it up a little, but I
If he said,
disagree with
"Get
that whole
ripped,
thing.
get rich,
he-
and if you're single, have some fun and enjoy yourself."
No, like
Would that be
he'll be like impregnate. He's like,
Would
what's
that
the
be a better
like,
messaging?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Because he changed the words.
I mean, even then,
You know
I'm
what?
like, I don't know.
Context.
Wordplay
I'll
is
say-
so crazy, man.
Hey, yep, it does matter, Aljo. It does matter.
It's
It
like
does,
they
yeah.
hate people. For instance, my friend and I were talking, and they always hated Trump. And I go, "What do you hate about him?" "Oh, he wants to deport all these people." And I go, "Did you like Obama?" They go, "Yes." I go, "You know, he deported way more immigrants than any president." And
Do they have a
it's
response
just
to
like
that?
their brain just doesn't compute. And I go, "Oh, well, he doesn't talk like a president should." I go, "Oh my God." I'm like, damn, this is like we're living in like a weird. Oh, I said something that offended you, and you didn't like how I said it, even though I'm still doing things that benefit everyone or benefit the majority. But whatever. That was just another thing. Like we switched the word choice of what the Cobra was saying before. Maybe it would have been a little bit more acceptable, like Jake was saying. But I don't know. It's like wordplay.
It's more like I just disagree with the approach that he was preaching, but I don't disagree with everything he was saying. I'm just like I was
approach.
only saying that because I thought he lost his aura with me before the boxing fight. That was the point. Like because I disagree as I grew up, I started to disagree with certain
He lost his
things.
aura.
When I was like 21, fresh out of a relationship, traveling the world with Aljo, I thought everything he said was gospel.
Oh my God.
And then I grew up a little and like,
No, it's all
started
good.
he lost the aura, but whatever. Anyway, Aljo, you were at CFFC this weekend.
Oh, we got Russia.
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Aljo got in trouble again.
Oh yeah, Aljo hates the Russians. He's
Aljo-
a Dagestani hater. Aljo, this was going to be your message today, right? That they are all correct.
Guys laying on me. I'm a phobe of everything. I'm an anti. I'm a phobe.
I'm an anti.
What's the phobia for someone that just hates everyone, including himself? Because that's clearly what I am. It's fascinating.
Wait, so everyone got mad at you because that Mavlid Kabaya, whatever. The guy from Team Khabib, he tested for EPO. He was the one that won the PFL, title, won the 500,000 or whatever. He popped. I don't know what they're doing with that money.
He won
by
the
way.
million before too. No, isn't
He
a
won the
two-timer?
million before too.
I think he's a two-timer.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, he beat
Brendan, right?
I think he
Brendan
might have
Renee?
beat. Did he Brendan Lofton? I'm gonna look it up right now.
Brendan said he posted on that post of him popping, the one that was been circulating around.
Oh, he lost
saying
to
that
he
him
lost
by
to
split.
Lofton, or he beat Lofton in the semifinals in 2021.
By
No,
Yeah.
and he beat Chris Wade in the finals in 2021. Bro, he did Chris Wade dirty. What a fuck. Oh man, that sucks.
Now,
Beat
of course,
Jer-
this is only popping for this fight.
This fight, yeah.
Now, something happened with Usman. Something happened with the other guy. I don't know if that other guy. There was like a list that I saw on Twitter. Now, here's my thing. I think people get mistaken. They think that I think all Russians are cheaters. Not everyone's a cheater, bro. It's not one size fits all. But if we look at history, if you ever watched the documentary Icarus, when you have a government backing the cheating program to help their athletes get ahead and win medals and win tournaments, win events, any type of game, that's a big issue. And I think that allows for the flexibility and it allows for the skepticism for people around the world, not just myself, not just Americans, people around the world to look at that country as a whole whenever there's an athlete that seems to be exceptionally well. You kind of have to, I don't say you have to, but it makes it easier for you to be skeptical about if they're on something or not. And I think that's where the messaging gets a little bit lost. And it's not Team Khabib's whole team is doing stuff. I'm not saying that whatsoever. My whole thing is, if one pops, and from the same country where the government of the country was helping these other athletes cheat, how can you not wonder or think ever that maybe all the other guys on the team or from said country are doing it? And again, I'm not saying everyone is going to be having those same privileges. Now, there was a data sheet that one of the guys that was defending the Team Khabib, and I had to explain to him multiple times that I'm not attacking Team Khabib, that Americans cheat more than Russians because they've been caught more. So my pushback, it goes, well, if you have a government that's been helping you cheat for years, I would imagine that's probably harder for you to get caught. Therefore, the team or the countries that don't have those same privileges from the government, like Team USA, they can't wait to pop a motherfucker. Like, they can't wait to make the news to be the guy, like, I got him. It was my testing. I went to his house. I got the sample. I'm the guy. So it's a very different culture and philosophy over here where I think the Americans or people from other countries, they don't have that same aid. Whether it's scientists or whatever, doctors, they don't have access to that stuff. So, of course, you're going to have more of those athletes popping just based on the numbers and just based on the help that you're getting. And I don't know if the government of Russia is still helping their Russian athletes still cheat. When a guy from a Republic of Russia wins, they're Russian. When they lose, they're from the country that they're a republic of. You know what I mean? Russia likes the winners. I've been told this by multiple people from that region of the world, and they will never go on record and saying it. And I'm not going to say any names whatsoever because I would never do nobody dirty like that. But that's like the philosophy. You win, you're Russian. You lose, you're from whatever country it is, whether it's Dagestan, whether it's Uzbekistan, any of those small republics. So I just think there's more room for the possibility that they're getting help on that side, and this is probably why they're not getting caught. And probably the testing is probably a lot harder to get to people in the freaking mountains. That's just my 2 cents. And again, I don't think the entire team Khabib is cheating. I don't even think most of them are cheating or whatnot. I only speculate. I don't know how any of this shit works. I don't know why EPO is so hard to test for. But what I have been told by guys that have helped other guys cheat is that the testing is always behind the new way of cheating. So people that test and they're clean, people are going to always say, oh, well, he's never popped. I'm like, yeah. Prime example, TJ Dillashaw, who teammates of his were saying that he showed people on the team how to cheat. Teammates of his say he's been cheating for X amount of years, well before he got caught. So come on, man. Like, where there's smoke, there's fire. And all I'm saying is sometimes it leaves room for the possibility. And I would like to think a guy like Khabib, who's so honorable in the media, family, religion, I would like to think that he would do the right thing and he's not amongst that pack. I know Islam Makhachev popped, but there was an article that came out, and one of the people defending it on X showed it to me that he was actually cleared of any type of wrongdoing. So I give him grace on that, right? So I'm happy to see that he got cleared on that, because then he still goes down, great fighter, but he still goes down in my book as, well, you know, now people bring up John Jones. That's your boy. Why don't you ever say? I've said something about it before. But again, it comes back to the same thing. He was allegedly cleared. So whether it was the cocaine, cocaine wasn't, that's not an incompetent, that's not.
Nah, the DC one he was not cleared for. What?
You know?
The DC one, there was a no contest.
Which one?
The second DC fight, the one he head kicked him.
Still a no contest?
It's still, of course, it's a no contest. The man was on steroids.
No, I hear you, but I'm saying I thought that was cleared up as per.
No, the one that was cleared up. The one that was cleared up was the Gustafsson one. That was the picogram one.
Okay.
Aside from that,
DC1 still in typology, still no contest?
DC1 is a win. DC2 is a no contest.
Okay, and that's still on the record sheets.
100%.
Okay. Yeah, see, I hear people say both, that he was cleared, exonerated, and then I hear this. So I don't know.
He was not exonerated.
I'm looking right now.
And I go, like, people go, if it's my boys, would you call them out? And I go, yes, but in my head, I'm like, I ain't calling out my dogs. Do I look like a snitch?
This motherfucker. Look, I
like
will say, though.
It's still a no contest on Tapology, by the way.
Though, Aljo, like, how many guys from Serra-Longo have popped? 0.
from Cerro Longo, just our team, 0.
Like there's no other. Respectfully, there's no like. To me, other guys definitely know when other guys are on shit. Like,
Bro, you see some of these guys' skin,
know.
their veins, the
Nah, it's not
vascularity,
right.
their freaking veins the size, the thickness of my freaking finger. And you're telling me, oh, that's normal, that's physique, that's genetic. Bro, give me a break.
Look, sometimes you'll even see, like, in the background, like, you see a guy's strength conditioning coach. The guy's on everything. You're like, I wonder if that guy's like, nah, you can't be, you got to be all natural. Don't worry. What I'm doing is completely, like, it just is what it is.
A little edge.
Yeah, like, it just sucks because when people are on shit. And in an ideal world, no team would be on, like, anything. But
yeah, I'm going to fight regardless. Even if I have speculation, I'm going to fight regardless.
Yeah. But, again, certain teams, I'm going to say, if somebody wants to look this up that's watching, like, look up what teams pop, like, how many guys have popped. Like, there's certain teams that definitely have a shit ton of guys that have popped. And, again, Cerro Longo, to this day, 0. I don't know. That's interesting, though. Like,
yeah, that's all I have
That
to
is
say about
actually
that.
really cool, though.
What's really
that
cool?
Cerro Longo can say that.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, wait,
steroids, very cool. Nah.
No. I mean, steroids are very cool, but not in the fight world.
You should get on some gear, bro.
That's a conversation to be had for sure.
I'm gonna get on something like reasonable when I retire, like something that won't like make my heart enormous or something weird. But I want to be like
if you just
bodybuilder, like
if you just get on TRT, you will add significant weight if you keep working out. Like with no changes to your lifestyle.
I need my head to get a little bit bigger, bro. I can't have this small.
Then take a little bit.
Take a big jack body. I'm just gonna look like it's gonna look so stupid.
So just take a little bit more than the TRT dose, and then you're good. For some reason, like a few months ago, I looked up one TikTok about it, and then my whole feed was it was just guys documenting their experience on like Anavar, different peptides. So I like got a world-class education in gear, and it was like TikTok was trying to make me get on steroids. It was like trying to convince me, and it almost worked. But
maybe one day.
I'm trying to tell you something.
You can do it in a healthy way if you do the right things. But anyway, I'm not trying to get USADA on Aljo's ass. Aljo, you
test me whenever the freak they want. The only supplements I take are third-party tested, and it's all from Thorne. So if something were to happen, it's like, well, I'm taking your shit. Maybe you miss one.
Aljo, you went to CFFC this past weekend, and you did a call-out?
Yeah, I called out LaRue Murphy. They asked me if you want to call anybody. I was like, you know what I do. And I was feeling strong off the harbor, so I was like, I'm feeling good right now. You about to get a good soundbite.
If you watch the interview, he's got a drink in his hand.
Yeah. I wanted Diego. That was the first guy I initially called out. Obviously, he's getting a title fight, so it's not a fight that's going to happen anytime soon. I do know I need another big win. I would like to fight someone in the top 5. I mean, but who is in the top 5? You got Mosar. You have LaRue Murphy, Diego Lopez, Yair Rodriguez. There's only 4 guys ahead of me. So it's like I will fight any of the 4. And it's weird. It's like I'm not trying to sit here talking shit, but honestly, I'm ready to put any one of these guys in a blender. So this new season, baby, I got the little Jerry curls on the top, no perm.
Awesome.
I'm ready to go. Funk Master feeling good. I was feeling good. We had the Funk Harbor booth over there, the fan meet and greet. That was dope. Got this. It kind of felt like a UFC experience, the way that CFFC set the whole thing up. They did like Pat Sabatini, Fatima, Aaron Blanchfield, Sean Brady. So it was kind of cool to see how they did that whole thing. There was a huge line for everybody. There's, local people from the tri-state area, from PA, from Jersey, from Long Island, New York. So that was just cool to get that love. And it's always nice to go back home to be a part of the local events. It's just nice, especially being from the area, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I cut my teeth in the sport fighting at Cage Fury, so it's where I got signed from. They never gave me any easy fights, though, those motherfuckers. they never gave me no easy fights because I ain't selling no tickets. They like, listen,
guy's the worst.
We need the ticket seller to win. They never
this
said
guy's
it,
the
but
worst.
I know.
Of course, that's how it works. What do you mean?
Yo, my black friends weren't buying tickets, man. I'm gonna say exactly what it is. My black friends, My family was broke. Ain't nobody was buying shit. You talking about $55 for a ticket? They looking at me like, yeah, nah. Can we stream it? Like, no. Can you make the drive and come watch me in AC? Nah, I ain't got it. It's just like, you know what? The only thing I can do is win. Because if I keep winning, eventually that's gonna come back. So I think I paid it forward, right? They made an investment that was like not too willingly, and it paid off for them. So it's cool to give back and help out. But they did have some prospects on that fight card. That 25er Bilal Hassan.
Yeah, he looked good.
Bro.
Good striking.
Watching it live, though.
No, that was brutal.
I sat cage side with the president, Rob, and I look over and I go, nah, this kid's been UFC ready yesterday. Like, he is legit as it comes. Long, tall for the weight. Fought another Indonesian prospect. They were both 7-0. Indonesian kid, well, the other Indonesian kid came out hot. Was able to kind of trip him up, catch a kick, maybe land like 2 or 3 strikes where it looked like he was gaining some momentum. Then Hassan just takes over, puts the pressure on him, lands a couple of front kicks. And the speed at which he was making reads, slipping, ripping, following up on 2-3 punch combinations. And I'm watching his eyes. This is the most telling part. When you watch a guy spar, you watch a guy fight, especially live, if you're up front, if you're close enough, if you can see what they're looking at, how they're reacting, super calm, super relaxed. I was like, man, I would imagine what this fight would have been like if he did get a chance to fight Pumi. Like, 2 ninjas going at it. That's a fight I think should be held until the UFC, in my personal opinion. Hopefully we do get to see that one day. But for now, that kid, I don't think he should need or have to fight on the Contender Series. The kid is that good. I think the kid is ready now.
No, I thought he looked great. It was, I think, first round finish, went to the body. I love that. Looked great. He's just in a weird spot because of 125. I don't know what they want to do with that division. I don't know. It doesn't look like they're signing too many guys. So I think based on that performance, how exciting his fight style is, the guy should be a shoo-in.
Bro, entertainer. He's like the Jake Paul. He's like vintage Israel Adesanya. Comes out to Michael Jackson. He's wearing the glasses. He's dancing on the way out. He's moonwalking on the way to the cage, getting the crowd into it. And then he goes in, and I'm like, and then he just cooks. I'm like, nah, this is aura. This is aura right here. How is this guy not signed yet?
100%. And 25 years old.
It's the whole package, and he talks. You know, it's not like he's talking crazy shit, but he talks, he sells. And it was a good crowd there for him as a co-main event. So that was like the one guy that definitely stuck out. The main event, the Carafaro, the fight was kind of tit for tat, but got a nasty knockout. That left hook caught him clean. The other kid looked like he was getting the better of him too, but he like a veteran, pushed him against the cage, slowed him down, landed some big knees, and then eventually caught him with the big shot coming in. And I thought the ref could have let it go to round 2. There was literally like 1 second left.
It was a tough call.
One part I told him was like, but when you turned over and you didn't move at all, I was like, I can understand.
Yes.
But I still would not have stopped the fight if it was myself, because you were still intelligently protecting yourself, right? I don't know what I was supposed to do. Move my hands from my face and like, come on, like, come get me. I don't know. So this is like my thought process. What do the refs want to see? And it's so, I don't know. It's very tough, but that was a great fight too. I think he could get a shot on the Contender Series. We were talking afterwards. He was talking about the fight with Delemy, saying like that was his hardest fight by far. And he was like, yeah, when he hit me, I was like, yeah, I don't like to let him hit me either, because he hits way too hard.
No, but based on that fight, based on this fight, I mean, this fight, I think he took a little bit from what he did in the fight with Delemy. You know, held him against the cage when he needed to. The combo to finish it, beautiful body, head, same side. Again, beautiful finish. The stoppage, it's tough because you're right. Like, if you're the guy in there, you definitely want the 1 second. That sucks. But
he was definitely hurt, of course.
Yeah, 100%. You know, even just speaking on that, I think Herb Dean was just on Dominic Cruz's podcast. I know you did it too. Obviously Dominic Cruz, you know what he brought up.
Listen, I'm not poking you in the eyes. You're poking yourself.
Oh, that's come on, no.
What?
That, you know what the problem is? There really
so
is.
So for context, wait, Steve, give him some context with that.
No, Dominic Cruz was just talking to Herb Dean, being like, okay, like, who's accountable for like this? Who's accountable for this? He was like, no, like, you know, you're like, if the fighter runs into because he was actually talking about the John Jones DC fight where DC got poked in the eye. I was like, yo, he fucking poked me in the eyes, you know, like take a point, something. And he was like, no, like that's on you almost. Whereas like, you know, you're the one who's accountable for getting poked. Like, no, like you're the ref. You got to call it. And especially if you know the guy is telling people he's poking people in the eyes on purpose, immediately you should be like 1 point, you know. And then actually they rewatched it. And Dominic Cruz was like, literally like, you thought this like eye poke was okay? And Herb's like, that doesn't, you know, he couldn't even really justify it. That doesn't look good. You know, like, I didn't know you're talking about that eye poke shit. It's like, yeah, you let this go. You
Put
know,
his
it's
foot
like,
in his mouth because it was like, yo, bro, man, these guys are crazy sometimes.
look, I couldn't do it. It's a brutal gig. Like, it's a thankless job.
Can you not?
Well, look, it's not that it's just more like, it's definitely a thankless job.
Yeah.
We
And
ref
also-
fights all the time, basically.
No, look, look, you're right. It's just tough because, like, and I think Herb said at one point too. He's like, look, you see the other side of it too, where you see guys who have taken too much damage, and you're like, dude, I don't want to be a part of having one guy. And that is one thing I loved about Herb saying that. He's like, I don't want to be a part of a guy like he doesn't have to take extra damage. Like he's gonna take damage. This is the fight sport. In this career, he's gonna take damage, but
Bro,
if
Herb
it's,
Deem is borderline Mario Yama freaking Saki.
this guy Aljo hates
Am I
Dagestani.
wrong?
He
Am
hates
I
Herb
wrong?
Dean. No, look, you know I'm first of all, you know I'm always
And
a
I
Herb
like that.
Dean
I
trip.
like that he gives you chance to fight. But for him to say that is just like, what are you talking about? You're Yamasaki number 2.
Yeah, and guys,
You are actually Yamasaki.
No, Herb Dean has had egregious calls. Again, I don't remember if he was the one for the Bobby Green, Jalen Turner. There's a couple guys that just they've had terrible calls to the best. I think that one he mentioned too. Actually, I think
CB Dalloway,
Oh man, that was bad.
belly
CB
down,
Dalloway.
face down, covering up, turtle position,
He kept the fight
sprawled
going.
out like he's
tried to go
getting
the
mugged
next
by the
round.
cops, hands
Yeah.
behind your head, and getting pounded on. Pause. And Herb Dean is like,
No, Herb definitely. That's the problem. He contradicted
else
himself
do you
like
need to
multiple
see?
times. No, Herb contradicted himself multiple times on the podcast. Dude, it's like any government job though. It is a government job. Like there's no accountability. You have to like royally fuck up to get fired.
Jake, go be a ref.
I'd rather just film videos, bro. I'm good.
yeah. Nah, that's a better gig.
It's a good gig I got going here.
I gotta listen to the whole thing, but when I saw the clips, I'm like, this guy can't be serious.
Now he definitely contradicted himself a lot on the podcast, in my opinion.
Aljo,
I think that's
I
everything.
know
right?
I know your podcast or your camera's about to run out of battery again, but let me guess, you got 7 minutes?
No, I got 30 because I didn't hit record.
What?
What?
I'm so serious. This was earlier though. This was like after Silva. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So
I got like some of Cobra Tate on there.
I gotta use the
We're gonna have to use the Zoom
wow.
for like 15 minutes at least. A good
That's
15
crazy.
minutes.
Phenomenal. This is phenomenal.
Anyway,
What an
Fuck
episode.
I was like, why is it still 59 minutes? And I looked at
that's crazy.
Hey man, I just flew from East Coast to West Coast to East Coast, back to the West Coast, back to the East Coast, and I'm finally back. My brain is a little
Bro,
bit.
I did the same shit. I don't want to hear it from you.
When?
Okay, I flew from New York to Florida, back to New
Same
York.
coast?
Yeah, but it's still a long ass flight.
I mean, I have a child.
Nah, I just feel like it's a little different, like 6'7". I just feel like it's a little different.
I got a baby out,
Bro,
I don't know, you know?
I'm on flights. I've been in the past 2 months. I've been somewhere else besides home more than I've been home.
I think I've slept 4 hours in the past 18 days. What are we even talking about? All right, we
4
fucking
hours?
we do. All right, well, probably a little more than that, but
Yeah, but to be fair, you're also not burdened with the responsibility of pressing record, Steve. I do that
that's
for
true.
you.
That's true.
Aljo has to press
what do you-
record.
what
That's
were
a
you
big
doing, Steve?
expectation.
What do I do?
No, what were you just doing in the past 18 days?
What do you mean? Nah, just
Being a dad?
being a dad, bro.
I thought you went somewhere. I was like,
Nah.
oh.
I think
Yeah,
I
we
probably
went
have
to-
son. Oh
we
yeah, how was
started
that? Wait,
Vegas.
real quick. How was the Zuckerberg thing?
We went to Bahamas for the CPT tournament that I won. Double champ, baby. I'm a
How's that?
2-time champ now. Won some bands. Drank a whole lot of Funk Harbor, half a bottle to be exact. I think I'm actually gonna poke. Oh, speaking of, well, whatever. Then we went to Hawaii.
How was Hawaii?
Met up with Zuckerberg, trained. That was amazing. Super down to earth dude. Ask a lot of good questions. I was actually very like intrigued by the questions he was asking as a beginner and as a guy of his status, right? So I thought that was pretty cool because you would think or imagine people of that stature would probably be a certain type of way, but it was pretty down to earth, and he treated his staff really well. It seemed like everyone pretty much loves and respects him. Obviously, he cuts the check, but it seems like I don't know what they get paid. I don't ask any of those questions, but it seems like they all have a lot of respect for him because he takes care of all the guys. He does like a community outreach thing where he's like his guys that travel with him. They have to teach, and they have to do all these other things within the community, which I thought was pretty cool.
Wow.
That doesn't seem like anybody ever talks about. But just a great experience overall. And yeah, I mean.
And sorry to cut you off here. But where was you said Dave Camarillo was his coach?
Yeah,
is his
jiu-jitsu
jiu-jitsu coach? I mean, that's a really
he's
low-key
been with him for
name.
some time now, though.
Yeah, that was like one of the head coaches of AKA, I remember. He was, I think, a major part of the sport. It's so crazy to even hear that name. When you said here with Dave Camarillo, I'm like, what the hell? That's such a niche
He's a
reference people would get.
He might be an old man, but that guy scraps.
Oh,
He's
that's
still in there
awesome.
sparring with
That's
me,
awesome.
Marab.
That's actually
and it's
awesome
like he
to
got
hear.
something to get off his chest today. This old man's attacking me. He's throwing these awkward punches. It was like, yo,
That's
bro,
actually
you got
awesome.
some pop on that, man. You better chill. You gotta chill.
All right, but you had a good time with Zuck.
He was cool.
That's so glad.
What's it like hanging with the fifth richest dude on earth or some shit?
Is he the fifth or the second?
He's probably the second. Was trying to be conservative.
My friends told me that, and I'm just gonna go hang out with a fan. In my head, I'm just gonna go hang out with a fan. But it didn't click. Like,
nah,
oh, shit,
bro,
you're about to
you're
go hang out with like
you were
the
hanging
world's.
out with like a dude who's like. There's a few billionaires in the tech world that like are gonna shape the future with like AI. Like AI is about to change like so much of our economy, and he's one of the leading people.
Wait, not to
like-
be a conspiracy theorist, but there's a good chance those questions he asked you is probably to create an AI robot that's about to fucking beat the shit out of us. So you taught that fucking guy how to grapple and choke the fuck out of us, Aljo. It's horrifying if you really think
Imagine.
about it.
Terrible.
Dude.
Nah, but
Yeah,
like that's why I was
I forgot what I
sending
was
you
gonna say,
those
but,
questions
yeah, I
to
didn't-
ask him.
I didn't really put it together that the magnitude of his status of where he is in wealth, and I was like, yo, dude, this is crazy that this sport has taken us to opportunities like this. Whether you love or hate the guy or feel indifferent,
Wait, last
super
thing.
solid dude, and I
did
respect
you ask
anyone
him-
who puts in a lot for the art.
Did you ask him what his favorite submission is? I think that matters.
No, I didn't get to actually. Bro, he's
all right.
he's up like 5 or 4 in the morning on business calls. Then he comes and trains at 7 a.m. for like 2 or 2.5 hours. Then he goes back, he does more business calls, then he eats, and then more calls. I'm like, and I can see why people were calling him a robot. I've never seen anything like it. It was actually unreal. I was like, dude, he's like, yeah, I got some more calls. I'm gonna be busy this time, but let's check back in maybe a little later or tomorrow. And then I'm talking with his wife, and we're hanging out. We're all eating, drinking a little bit. Me, Marab, her, Dave, and I got to try some of the whiskey. They tried the rum and everything. I gifted him 2 bottles, but she was explaining his work day. I was like, yeah, I was wondering how he does all of this, and she's like, yeah. I'm like, this is actually, people would probably understand a lot more if they see what actually goes into being a guy running a multi-billion-dollar tech company. Like,
Would you say that was kind of, in some ways, motivating to watch?
Yeah, it's, and that's why I say, it's like I had respect for him before, but I have an even greater found respect for him because now MMA is like part of his lifestyle. And I guess from what they were saying and what he says is he can't do anything or feel like he's functioning right during the day unless he gets in his training, which it's just funny, But when you see it, you're like, no, this guy is dead ass serious.
That's really cool, actually. That's
And
really
he's a
cool.
pretty good surfer. Spoiler.
That's
I was
awesome.
actually shocked at that too.
Did you ask him, are we going to all be wearing headsets and living in our own VR simulations or no?
No, I didn't. I didn't have like
Fucking god damn it.
yeah, the one-on-one time we had at dinner, I kind of felt like I don't know if this is the moment to bring up these questions. I feel like it would have been a little weird, so I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't ask that
that's
right now.
fair.
We're kind of just
That's
chilling,
fair.
having dinner right now.
But that's crazy, bro, because you were literally, because of your accomplishments, you're hanging out with like one of the most powerful dudes on planet Earth, like in terms of shaping the future of technology.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But I gave him so much help with like the grappling, the wrestling, how to do different setups a little bit better. And he's not the most physically he's not the most physically capable guy, I would say, but he makes up for it with, I guess, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm just propping him up the whole time. Of course, he's not gonna ever be like a Yoel Romero level of physicality, right? But for what he has, I would like to say within the short amount of time that he's been doing it, he's made some good use of it while still also running a monster tech company, So I think there should be some credit there for that. So I told him that too. I was like, dude, I have nothing but respect for what you do because what we do is really hard. And the fact that you can appreciate it, you're not a rich snob that goes to the fight and it's like, oh, this guy sucks or he stinks. And he actually appreciates the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, the striking aspect, and all that stuff. So that's my wrap up on that. And then after I left Hawaii, I had to go straight. So I went from the Bahamas, went to Vegas, unpacked, and within 6 hours from when I land to waking up the next morning for the flight to go to Hawaii, I come straight to Atlantic City, have a layover, and then now I'm finally back home and I get to just chill and kind of got like a pre-camp start, just getting in shape with everything, got my weight down and all that. So I'm excited to get back in the gym tomorrow and just get after it. Hopefully we have a name soon. Hopefully this week.
Let's go.
It'd be ideal. But be careful playing poker.
What'd you lose?
No, I made money, but the
nice.
lady we were playing with, the dealer, she was kind of an ass. You know when you're like, yo, we're losing money, you're making this way worse than it should be. It's like it sucks that I'm losing money, but your attitude right now is
That's
not
what
helping.
really sucks. Nah.
Yeah. But she was just being like, oh, I can't help you, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're the dealer. You're supposed to help the table if we have a legitimate question. She's like, I don't know, whatever you feel. I'm like,
Was
you
she
know, if I
Asian?
win, I'm going to tip you. But you got to help me.
Wait,
Was she
Steve.
Asian?
Steve, ask that again. Yeah, there you go.
Aljo, can you hear me? Was she? Was the mic cut off all of a sudden? What happened?
No, I didn't hear you.
No, was she Asian?
Oh, my Lord.
You know the answer. Say it.
My girl Amber, bro. Her name was Amber. I was like, I know your real name's not Amber.
Wait, that's not the question he had. Wait, that would have been a
That's
great
it,
answer
you
if he said
know.
what was her name, Aljo.
Jake, you know what the answer
Come
is.
on.
I know. Look, let's be clear. I've had the exact same experiences, so I know I might have had the same Amber too.
Wait, what is the question? What was the actual question?
Was it an Asian dealer?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Steve goes, was she Asian? Aljo says, her name was Amber.
What? Oh, no, I thought I said yes at first.
Oh, no. We didn't do that. We
But
just
I
heard
was
you
like,
say
your
her
name's
name.
not, I know your real name's not Amber.
My real name's not Steve.
It's
so.
like Marab when he used to call himself George.
No.
That was the funniest.
Why would he call himself? I remember that for a
Because he
little
couldn't,
bit.
for people to say and pronounce his name when he's ordering drinks or something like at Starbucks, let's say, right? Something easy. It's just easier to go George. But
That's fucking funny.
all right, my laptop's dying, so
All right, send me
I'm
this.
just all over the place today. No charger, the freaking camera. I'm just it's rough. Tough crowd.
It's all the Funk Harbor.
We got a big holiday week coming up.
It's all the travel. My brain is still scrambled.
We got to do before New Year's. We got to do a 2025 recap of some
Oh.
sorts.
I like it.
All right, you got to come up with the categories so we can actually look
I'll
them
think
up.
of it. I'll think of it.
All right, well,
Or one of you guys come up with the categories.
I got it.
Do some thinking. All right.
All right.
See you,
See
gang.
you guys next time. Happy Christmas.
Happy holidays,
Hopefully
gang.
we see you before the new year.
The
And
weekly
Hanukkah.
scraps taking
Happy all
over
of
in
that.
2026.
That's it. Weekly scraps. Weekly
Jake,
scraps.
happy Hanukkah.
MMA rush hour. Yep. Let's
Thank
go.
you, sir.